Good morning, YouTube. I'm feeling pretty good. Real Babes is still feeling sick. She's in bed. And look at all the water in Surface Creek. I don't know where it came from. I am pretty sure somebody down in the valley or down below us at least called for some irrigation, and they let a bunch of water out because the creek is almost double what it was flowing yesterday at. That goofy deer is really enjoying that little bedding area. Real Babes is feeling a little bit better. Her sinuses are draining. She is in the process of putting lights up. And why are you doing that?
I'm making myself a comfortable place to play guitar and hang out with whistle pigs.
Okay. I'm sure the whistle pigs are really gonna like your accent lighting.
I think they'll like my accent lighting. I think they'll like my music. Yeah.
They haven't been out this morning.
They haven't eaten my carrots either. Maybe they're tired of carrots. We should cut up another apple.
Okay. Real Babes decided the whistle pigs are not happy with the carrots. So it's apple time. I'm gonna go ahead and get this apple cut up and then go eat some lunch. Time for a snacky snack. How are you feeling, sexy?
Better than I was yesterday. Still not 100%.
Do you not see your deer, buddy?
No.
He must have moved. It was quite literally laying right here again. Okay. We are going to the thrift store to hopefully buy a cheap $1 to $2 duffel bag. I think the plan is to take a quick little thrift store adventure, look for that duffel bag. Real Babes wants some stuff to make the back porch her happy guitar playing area. And I think we're gonna drown some worms in the creek, do a little fishing since the water's up, and now that we have real worms. Real Babes is finding all kinds of treasures. I've got a duffel bag. You look so sexy in that shirt. Wearing that shirt's what's got you feeling better and healthier, isn't it?
That's gotta be what it is.
Okay, that was a pretty successful thrift store run. We're gonna head over to the shelter shop because Real Babes didn't really get to look around there much yesterday. We're taking a quick pit stop at the Gopher because we're gonna get a nice frosty fountain beverage.
Mega Millions is estimated 627 million, so I would say probably not.
No, it was 6 something last night, so yeah. Real Babes has been back and forth as far as stopping at the shelter shop. So where are we at now?
We're going to the shelter shop. Let's see if they have any curtains.
Okay. Okay.
Does it?
It doesn't look like they're open, but the sign says they're open. And did you second guess whether they're open?
No.
I saw someone in there.
I had a cramp in my toe.
Ooh. What you finding?
Nothing. There's a really nice couch back there, but I don't need a couch.
No. Yay! Real Babe's got curtains, more curtains, and I actually found 2 pairs of shorts, and we got a free bag out of it.
I never actually read that book, so I think I want to.
Okay, we are detouring. We just saw a yard sale sign, and the yard sales out here are freaking awesome. So it said it was something or other address on Iris Lane. We're heading down Main Street right now in the thriving metropolis of Cedarberry. Okay. Oh. There it is. Oh, it might be a good one.
Right over here. It's really bright colored.
Yellow and green?
Yeah.
Like a parrot?
I mean, the colors of a parrot. It didn't look like a parrot, though. It looked like a finch of some sort.
Okay. I'm going to throw some fishing gear into the truck because I think Real Babes and I are actually going to drive up onto the mesa and see what's going on today. Real Babes' praying mantis buddy is on the move. What's she hunting? Okay, we are heading down to town, which is right around the corner, and then we're going to swing right, and we're going to take Highway 65 all the way up on top of the Grand Mesa, which is the world's largest mesa. Mesa being Flat Top Mountain. And there is, I think there's 300, if not more, lakes up on top of the mesa. And the mesa is so big, y'all will see once we get up there, that there's mountains on top of it. So you can only tell it's a mesa when you're a good ways away, like down in the Delta Valley, looking up at it. You can see a little bit here. And we might have a better vantage point once we start working our way up. Here we go. Cedar Edge Elementary. My brother went to school here. Okay, we are at right about 6,500 feet here in Cedar Edge, and we are going up to a little higher than 8,500, almost 9,000 foot up on the mesa. Oh, another garage sale. What's it say, baby?
It says 18116 West Ridge.
West Ridge?
Yeah.
No treasures were found at that yard sale. Okay, we're leaving the yard sale. I'm about to turn on to Highway 65, and I wanted to show y'all something. This is called a Sears house, and this one was built right late 1800s, and you would basically order a house from Sears, and then the blueprints and all the materials would come on freight on the train. And there it is. That is the Sears house. Well, there's a bunch of them, but that's the local Sears house right there.
I totally saw it earlier and was like, I think that's a Sears house.
Yeah. And that house was ordered off the Sears catalog. Oh my goodness. You want an apple cider slushy? Look, the apples are coming in too.
I want to pick peaches.
You want to pick peaches?
Yeah.
How about we just pick some apples? You want to go stop at the apple place?
Okay.
I am going to do some fresh, cold apple juice, maybe even an apple slushy, and I say we buy some apples.
Okay.
Not only do they have pie, they have hard apple cider for Frisky. Well, you're sick, you probably don't want hard cider.
Hi.
Afternoon.
Should we get some?
Get some peaches, get some apples, and I might get some cider.
Okay. I think I want this more than I want the hard cider.
Yeah, that's really good. Apple slushy, and you say there's no ice, water, it's just all apple?
Sugar. There's no water, sugar. We make our own ciders,
Okay.
and in the jugs, there's no water or sugar, and there's no ice in the machine. It's that cylinder just freezes
Just
it down.
Okay, that is really good.
It's so tasty.
I know, I'm gonna get. You mind if I try one?
No, just wait a minute.
You want two for you?
I'll do at least one or two.
Okay. So I got 6 altogether.
All right. And those are the syrups back in here.
This one don't taste like.
We decided to grab some Olathe sweet corn. We got corn, tomatoes, salsa, apples, apple cider. Apple trees are,
Poppin'.
yeah, nice big bright red.
Mm-hmm.
And these ones look like, what is it, Honey Crisp? Sugar
Yeah.
Crisp? Right there, those ones?
Yeah, I don't know. You know more about apples than me. Manzana.
Apples, manzana, huh?
Ain't no manzanas on this island.
When my niece and nephew were younger, we used to stop there all the time at Aspen Trails because they sell ice cream there. So we'd go fishing up on the mesa, and then coming back, we'd stop and we'd get some apricots and some ice cream at Aspen Trails there. No deer yet. You can see the Delta Valley down there.
So pretty.
Now, in about 20-25 minutes, which is the drive from Cedar Edge up onto the top of the mesa, we go up about 2,000 feet. And so we go through some different areas, which are really cool. We started off in the cedars and junipers, and we're about to come into the aspens, where it's pretty much nothing but aspen trees. And then above the aspens, we get into the big pine trees, the lodgepole pines and the blue spruce and all those. Here comes a log truck right now. And here we are in the aspens. Y'all can see all the white bark, and I'll get some better footage up here, but you can see it's all aspen trees. I love the white paper bark on them. We just passed a convoy of a bunch of cowboys because they run a lot of cattle up here in the summer, because they got a lot of good grass up in these mountain valleys. So they They gotta have the cowboys tend to the cattle. Run, Whistle Pig, run! First Whistle Pig spotting or sighting of the day.
Yeah.
Real Babes wanted to pull over and enjoy the view for a little bit, which is so spectacular. And I wanted to touch base on something. On the way up, there was a sign that said, warning backcountry skiers, avalanche blasting at any point in time. And Real Babes was not familiar with that. And so I explained to her, and now I'm gonna explain it for y'all, YouTube. What they do is, you have a cornice, and it looks like it's gonna be a big slide, a big avalanche. So from a remote location, they blast, Ski Patrol does, with a 75mm recoilless rifle, artillery essentially. That way they can lob an artillery shell up into the cornice, have it go boom, and it'll trigger that slide. Well, they can't see if they got a backcountry skier out there, so it's basically ski at your own risk. And I've never heard of a skier getting blown up or covered with a slide because of the remote blasting, but funnier things have happened. I'm sure it has happened. Those are wild rose hips, and Real Babes is gonna forage a bunch of them up because she's big into her tea. So she's picking flowers for a bouquet, and she's gonna pick a bunch of the rose hips to make some tea out of.
Found another purple flower.
See how easy they pop off?
Yeah.
And we got a tea steeper at the house. And we got enough for 2 to 3 cups. Okay. Here's some moo cows.
Livestock on highway.
Aye. Okay, now up on the mesa, this is all what's called open range, where there's no fences, nothing like that. You brand the cattle and then you turn them loose and they graze, and you keep the brand on them for identification purposes. Now on open range, you have to be aware that there's cattle out on the road, because if you hit one, not only are you responsible for all damages to your car, but you have to pay the rancher for the cost of that cow. And it is done by whatever market value for beef on hoof is, which means you have a full dead cow, and whatever the market's trading as far as per pound for that animal, that's what you have to pay the rancher if you run into a cow and hit one. Now, my brother actually smacked a cow in his car, which was a 1957 Bel Air station wagon. 1957 Chevy Bel Air. Not the Nomad, this one had all the windows and everything. And luckily, the rancher was a friend of the family, so he gave my brother a pretty big discount, and it was so fresh, they were able to scoop that cow up and go ahead and get it processed. We might even stop at the visitor center up here, because I don't think we've been there in 2-3 years.
It's been a while.
Yeah. There's one of the many lakes. Looked like they had a bunch of people fishing. And we are actually pretty much up on top of the Grand Mesa right now. And y'all can see there is so much topography up here. You wouldn't know that it's a big flat top mountain, because I mean, it just looks like regular mountains once you're up here. Real Babes is pretty tickled with her flowers.
I am.
We're gonna stop at the visitor center real quick and maybe take a look at the lakes here. The visitor center was closed, which no big deal. You're gonna get a map because I need a new one. My old one is pretty battered and tattered.
It's a bunch of little birds.
More chipmunks. Real Babes is beside herself with excitement.
They're cute.
You and all your little varmints.
Look how cute he is.
Okay, we have not done any fishing yet. We're gonna do some exploring. I think we're gonna drive up towards Ward Lake. Okay, I think that's Ward Lake down there. Oh, I got some kayakers out there.
It's kind of cold up here.
It is cold. We're at over 8,000 feet. We're almost 9,000 feet.
Wow.
It's definitely cold up here. Seeing any fish?
Fish? No. Flowers? Yes.
No fishy fishes. Check this sign out. I'm gonna give the GoPro to Real Babes so she can stick it out the window. Adults at play.
I can't see.
I did see a fish jumping.
The guy back there had something on his line.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I think it was a fisher or a pine marten because it was moving way too fast to be a whistle pig. So we don't know what it was. It was unidentified, blackish red, flying pretty fast. When I say flying, running. GoPro went on the fritz again. So I'm using a spare one that I brought. And the other one, if you pull the battery and let it sit for a while, it will start functioning again. I don't know what the holdup is, but it is on the fritz again for sure. Good number of people out fishing today. And y'all can see up here on the mesa, it's all fir trees, spruce trees, and pine trees. Yay! We're back in business. Okay, we're gonna start making our way back down the mesa, and we're gonna stop and we're gonna do a little bit of fishing. At least one spot, maybe a couple of spots. We're gonna turn around and start moseying back the other way, and you can spend quite literally days and weeks driving around up here on the mesa. There's just so much to see, so much to do. There's so many different lakes. I think we've seen 7 or 8 already, and that's just barely scratching the surface. Yeah. Here's a bunch more free range cattle. With cowbells.
I totally thought those are tracking devices.
Yeah, they're just ding ding. That's a crow. I just had to switch GoPros again. The original one started working again, and then it just stopped working again. Oh my goodness, look at this big old monstrosity of a land yacht thing. That guy likes roughing it. He likes getting in touch with the primal nature type side of things. Last time we were right here, there was snow on the ground, and this little creek was not flowing, but there was water held in the pools, and there was a ton of trout that were stuck in there. I see one little fish right now. I see 2, 3. You see him?
Yeah.
I don't think those are trout. I'm not sure what they are. The one up close looks like a little yellow perch, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Real Babes is throwing a 1/4 ounce yellow and black panther martin, and I think I'm going to drift some worms in the little creek. I might fish up here a little bit. Any bites? We got a wormy worm. Let's go see if we can't snag a little trouty trout. Okay, here we go. Got one. We got a one little rainbow. Get him back in. Okay. I think I'm just gonna fish the creek a little bit.
Yeah, those trout, I can see them in there. They have 0 interest in the panther martin.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna drift a worm through there and see if anything is feeding in this little run. Oh, I just spooked one. Decent. Drift to this same run, but down a little further. First snag of the day. Let's see if I can get my whole rig back. Nope. Okay, I have to re-tie my rig. So we're gonna go up here and check in on Real Babes. See how she's doing with the fishing. How's the fishing?
I actually had a bite.
Good. We've got the biggest fish we've seen. It's probably 9 inches, and they're just cruising the shoreline, just patrolling. And they all look like rainbows. That real light pattern rainbow.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the worms. I'm re-rigging, and I think I'm gonna use a gamakatsu egg hook.
More rodent-like.
Okay, it looks like a chipmunk with a longer tail.
No, it doesn't look like a chipmunk. It's smaller than a chipmunk, and it has like a longer tail than a chipmunk. It looks like some kind of rodent, you know? I don't know what it is. I've seen 2 of them now. I tried to show them to you.
I don't know what she's talking about. I haven't seen one yet. Okay, we've got 1 round split shot in the forceps. We're gonna go ahead and clamp that right about here. Okay, there we go. We can probably hit 1 or 2 other spots, but it is getting late and we got to get dinner going. Okay, there's a little creek on the way back down the mesa that has got a series of beaver ponds. And I think we're gonna stop there and drift some bait a little bit and see what we can't hook into. This is one of our first little stops. Real Babes is fishing worms still, and I just switched up to a salmon egg. Real Babes just landed one. Oh. Yeah, baby.
Woo!
Good. First trout of the trip. So that's 2 for worms, 0 for salmon eggs, 0 for panther martin. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and head on down off the mesa. We each caught one fish, one little fish. Real Babes caught one that was almost twice the size of my fish, which, you know, it still wasn't a big fish. I'm not trying to knock your fish.
Yeah.
It was a very pretty fish.
It was pretty, it was very pretty.
But yeah, we were not catching any big fish. But you usually don't. When we go for big fish, which hopefully we will in the next couple days or so, we fish down on the river. Up on the mesa, you catch lots of fish, lots of really, really, really pretty fish. And sometimes you pull a big, nice trout out of one of the lakes, but you're generally just getting, you know, 8 to 10 inch little trouts, just tiny, tiny little trout. Uh-oh, there's a cowboy, and there's a cow. Moo! Moo!
Big, man. God, those are big.
You think they're bigger than the ones we have in Puerto Rico?
I think so.
Okay. And we are back down to the aspens. We just dropped out of the pines to the aspens, and I think we're gonna cheat when it comes to dinner tonight. I think we might just do Subway. Look at that view.
So beautiful. Oh my gosh.
And we are about to cross a cattle guard, and I got nobody behind me, so as we go over it, I'm gonna slow down to show y'all what a cattle guard is and how a cattle guard works. Now, a cattle guard is placed on roads as a barrier, and the cows will not cross it. Okay. Now, this is a cattle guard right here. And the cattle will not cross it because they think they're gonna get their little feetsy hooves, whatever, stuck in those grates or fall through, but the cattle will not cross it. And that's a cattle guard. That's how it works. It looks like a Bigfoot. I'm being dead serious. It's not though, it's a person.
It's just a big person.
You got a rifle with him. There's their truck right there. Okay, it has been suggested to us that Real Babes and I need to get our hands on a Colorado slopper. Real Babes doesn't know what a Colorado slopper is. And I only know what a Colorado slopper is because somebody commented it and I had to ask. I'm like, what's a Colorado slopper? Colorado slopper is a hamburger that is completely smothered in the green pork Colorado chili, and that sounds really good. So we're gonna check the restaurant we're gonna pick some food up from tonight and see if they have one available. For the amount of time that we actually invested into fishing today, we really didn't do that bad at all.
No, not at all.
And we are back into town in the thriving metropolis of Cedar Edge. We're back at this little boutique type shop. It's a hippie store. It sells hippie supplies. Real Babes the hippie wanted to stop and get some hippie stuff. We're doing Subway for dinner. And interesting little story. My parents used to own this building. It was a house. And they turned it into an antique store, and then they sold it to the people that turned it into a Subway. Okay. Back to the homestead. You think the deer is going to be there?
Maybe.
We're about to find out.
Oh, I think. That's not even, that's a box.
I'm not seeing it.
Mm-mm.
Oh no. The flowers are just falling apart.
No.
I have no clue what happened to the whistle pig buddies. But they haven't eaten the carrots. They haven't eaten any apples. Wow. There's Real Babe's flowers. She's sweeping like crazy because she's going to make this place all homey. Because she's leaving in like 3 days. Water level is still up on Surface Creek quite a bit. I think we're gonna hit a bunch of yard sales in the morning because it's Saturday, so I'm gonna clear out the fishing rods out of the back of the truck right now. Hey baby.
Hi.
Look at you. It's all super homey.
Alexa, continue. We got jazz playing.
That's it on that video. We didn't do a whole lot, but we did get a little bit of fishing in. So we each caught 2 little scrubby fish each. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Love y'all. And we will see y'all in just a few minutes as soon as we turn the GoPro on.